Okay guys, good evening and welcome to TNRL. And yes, it is the familiar voice of the one and only Hoppers, of the legendary Hoppers in the commentary box here at Kyalami for the rerun of round number 3 of the championship. If you remember rightly, round number 3 was actually halfway through the race and somehow we had a massive server disconnection. But yes, we are here for the rerun and it should be top class racing, it should be action packed, and it also should be amazing stability with racing. It is going to be absolute epic to see what these guys are going to do. Hopefully people like such as Marmalotto, who was actually leading at the time, may inherit that race lead yet again. But you know, we are going to be absolutely on its tail or on its word for certain ways this evening. It is going to be counting obviously towards the championship, but it is obviously round number 3 rerun, so you're not thinking we've come here twice. It's actually a rerun of the 3rd round that should have been. We're actually going to have a week break this week, but we managed to find a gap in the calendar. So yes, good evening or good morning or good afternoon, wherever you're watching the stream, guys. Welcome aboard. Please like and subscribe to TNRL, and also please let us know what you think to the commentary and what you think will happen in the race this evening. I will be offering you various camera angles as well as a lot of action-packed racing, as we saw at Imola last time out. Imola seemed to be provided an absolute twist of fortunes for some drivers as well. So it's going to be absolutely fantastic. So yes, we've got the likes of obviously Adam Foster, Ash, followed by Adam Bosselthwaite, and of course Mix64, Marmalotto, and of course Sol Jervis, Kakatakos, the Press Squid, also known as Luke, Damien, and Dario, followed by Cloniv, and of course Swingle. At the moment it seems that we do have a lot of maybe 13, maybe 14 drivers this evening that will be taking the grid or taking up most of the action. It should be fantastic. I can't wait to see what is going to happen. So yes, I will give you various camera angles. So we do have camera 1, camera 2, as well as the helicam, as well as onboard cameras. So there is a lot of cameras to go through this evening. For the guys, it could be very close to see exactly what's going to happen. Obviously free practice at the moment, just to get that last gap in before the 15-minute qualifying, and then an hour and a half of racing. It seems at the moment though, from what I'm seeing, Adam Foster setting the pace then with a 142.072. Maybe that's going to be the benchmark for this evening, but it is going to be probably close. There is a few guys missing this evening due to either commitment, work commitments or holidays, but we do have obviously one Ferrari in the, I believe he's now in the Lamborghini, I'm not too sure, but I'm sure the guys will update me as soon as we can. But you know, there is a lot of drivers obviously out there that were here first time round as well. But it is nice to see the likes of obviously Dario back after having a few weeks away. And of course Sol Jervis back for another crack. I think he was actually working last time out, I believe. That one of their compatriots, the other Portuguese racer, I think it was actually, I think it was Bruno, I'm not too sure, just double check who it was. Let's have a look. Just give me 1 second. never mind. Right, so yes, I will try and find out who was available or who was missing. But it seems that at the moment, obviously, Damien and of course a couple of the guys who were raced last week, Imola seemed to throw up a few surprises with not only was it the weather, but also to do with certain bits and pieces with obviously setups, as Sol gets a bit crossed up there out of turn number 1, I believe, or maybe the back end of the circuit. I'll try and picture it in my mind, but there is a few drivers this evening that to keep a close eye on. Obviously, if you remember, at Imola we had the likes of obviously Adam Foster getting, I believe he ran out of fuel was the issue. So he ran out of fuel at Imola, which cost him the race win, or I think there was an issue in the steward's room afterwards which cost him another place, if I remember rightly. It looked like obviously Stefano Marchetto, currently reigning champion of TNRL, got a stop-go penalty for 30 seconds, which actually hampered his race winning potential for round number 5, maybe not round number 4 of the series, and it kind of nearly put him on the back foot for this evening going into the rerun of round number 3 at Kyalami. But what had happened is obviously Mix64, who's currently in the Lexus RCF sitting in pit lane, took his first win, which was a quite surprise for me personally as well as the guys. It kind of showed what he could do. Obviously there's a lot of interest going on, and it looked like the Hondas were running in formation at the time, and I think the whole setup and the whole conditions of the race actually caught a few of the guys out, and it kind of pushed them a bit where they wanted to be. So, you know, there's a lot at stake for this evening, and we do have quite some, I'm going to probably say some quite interesting drivers that may be pushing for what could be another fantastic race. It may be certain drivers, like for example, obviously Dario's come back from obviously a couple of weeks away. He's gonna probably try and get that Ferrari to work up to where he wants to be, as my controller decides to fling itself up the list for some bizarre reason, but hopefully it doesn't do that during the race. But there is a lot of drivers to keep an eye on. Obviously you've got Damo coming back after being away. He's going to be wanting to try and push on. Whether he gets a good lap time, you can just see Adam Postlethwaite currently second at the minute from Adam Foster. It does seem during free practice the cars do tend to run different setups. You know, it'd be interesting to find out setups from these guys. You've got the likes of obviously one Ferrari in a Lamborghini now, just looking at the number 63. Whether that's new this evening and it's new for the season. So we'll just go with the looking at what certain drivers are going to do. Obviously going on board with the Lambo for just quite a bit of a lap around Kyalami, with 20 seconds remaining in FP1 of the just free practice. Getting into qualifying will be a trick, so the Helicam will do its trick as well. So we do have quite a few drivers this evening that we're going to be keeping an eye on for this evening. I believe we were due a newcomer this evening, but he's yet to make it to the grid. So it will be fantastic to see exactly what's going to happen. we'll see exactly what's going to happen for qualifying. It is going to be 15 minutes, and it is going to be probably great stuff for these guys. It does seem that certain drivers will be pushing for what looks like some fantastic lap times. You can just see the guys just sat there, just waiting to start qualifying. Qualifying, as I say, 15 minutes around here. Doesn't seem like it's long enough, but for what I've seen, it is. So there is a few drivers that will be pushing on for some great results. So we'll see exactly what's going to happen. It does have likes of obviously Plymouth and of course the McLarens. The McLarens seem to be probably the dominant car for a lot of the drivers, it seems. As we see here, just a couple of guys coming out of pit lane now. Looks a bit better for qualifying. It looks like it's going to be brighter as Swingle gets a bit crossed up going into turn number 1. You can just see that Mercedes SLS, the AMG version, is going through. So they do have quite a bit. We'll see how many drivers are going to make it out of pit lane. There's a few like the likes of Luke and of course Ash, followed by Dario, followed by 1-1 Ferrari, and of course Damo, or Serial Killer as he likes to be known. Hopefully he's not eating his cereal and killing them Apexes at the same time, if you pardon the pun. But at the moment it seems the cars are equally matched, so there's only 2 cars in pit lane at the moment. Maybe to get that set up just about right for around here, it seems to get an equal balance. So you know, you've got Swingle, who made his debut at Imola last week, seemed to do really well, if I remember rightly. Just to be precise, one of the newcomers to the racing, seems to be adapting very well at the moment to sorting certain things out. So we'll see what happens when the guys do come across the line to start their first flying laps. Obviously you can tell Adam Foster straight away wants to get that McLaren away from Stefano Marchetto for pole position in this very important qualifying session. It may feel like, from what I normally do with these guys, you know, it kind of spices it up a bit. From what I kind of gather, that certain things they wanted to obviously improve from obviously Imola, but you know, Imola was obviously the round before this, so, or after this if it was the technical calendar. But at the moment there is 1-1 Ferrari still in pit lane at the moment, so there is just 1 car just remaining. Maybe he's just trying to get us out, maybe he's just playing it cool at the moment. It's no harm done because it's how it is, but I believe he's actually now come out of pit lane. So that purple, white and black Lamborghini Huracan, the GT3 or the Super Trofeo, I'm not too sure exactly which model that is, but it looks strikingly nice from what I've seen. So there is a few guys pushing on for what would be quite a few lap times. We'll go on board with a few guys tonight as well. We'll give you point of view, we'll give you also the helicam, because the helicam is a perfect camera to have for this evening, and we'll see what happens. So grab a drink, grab something to eat and enjoy the stream, and let us know what you think is going to happen. Got 11.5 minutes to go in qualifying, just for the 3rd round of the championship. It may feel like what we're doing back here, but as you can see, Adam Foster straight away did go fastest, but then obviously Stefano Marchetto with 142.258. You can tell the guys are trying to push on. These guys are the ones to watch at the moment because they are setting the pace. But you know how Marmolotto likes to race Sol Jervis up into 3rd, knocks Swingle down to 4th, which Adam Foster jumps into pit lane, whether to get that set up just back right on that Audi R8, or he's had a bit of damage. We'll see exactly what's happening. Clenough up into 5th, Dutchman on unfamiliar territory. If you remember, Cloniff was teamed up with Adam Foster this season, maybe to try and get an AM-Class win or get the AM-Class championship. You can just see Luke coming through the final turn. What does he do in the number 11 Mercedes? The AMG goes third fastest, Kakatakos up into fourth in the Porsche, so it's up down to potentially now fifth. Ash actually goes fastest with 1:41.955, so that's kind of 3.3 of the tenth of a second to Stefano Marchetto in second place. Then obviously the times will come thick and fast. You got Damien there, also known as Dean Helix in the Ferrari, trying to push that Ferrari. There is obviously the three Ferraris this evening. Obviously the Ferraris seem to be, one seems to work, the other two seem to want to have that set up. It kind of looks like at the moment though that there is quite a few drivers trying to push. At the moment it looks like then we're going to be on course for some interesting moments. It seems that Mix 64 now in the Lexus up into fourth then seems to be pushing. Obviously wants to get another race win, an absolute mega hype from him last time out at Imola, maybe showing the guys exactly how it's done for this evening. Obviously, you know, that Lexus RCF seems to be a bit of a bogey car around here. It proved it at Imola last time out. It looks like at the moment then Dean Helix up into sixth with Sol Jervis 8th, and of course Damo up into 9th. Whether he's still eating them cereal and killing their apexes. Looks like Stefano Marchetto had gone off at the exit of that turn there, so it seems at the moment that Marmolotto seems to be having issues in that Ferrari early doors at the moment. But we'll try and find out what's going on with Ash. At the moment he's trying to emulate. You can just see exactly going into what looks like the back end or maybe the top end of the circuit. We'll see him flinging that Bentley round. If you remember at Donington Park he had a bit of an issue between obviously the McLaren and the Ferrari. So obviously the